I'm going to go ahead and cut and flare a brake line. A couple tools. We're going to use a file, a reamer, tubing cutter, and then our really fancy flaring tool, which I'll show you here in a second. First thing you got to do for this project, we're just going to go ahead and take some of this brake tubing. I'm going to straighten it out as much as I can, just with my hand. This stuff's pretty soft, and I'm going to go ahead and cut right about there. You're going to want about 3 inches or so. You're going to go ahead and do is take your tubing cutter and just tighten it down until you just feel it touch, and then you just start rotating. Rotate, tighten a little bit, rotate, tighten a little bit, rotate, tighten a little bit. We're going to flare both ends of this. First thing we got to do is prep it. You want it to be as flat as possible, as clean as possible in the middle and the outsides, otherwise you're not going to get a very good flare. I'm going to take my reamer, and then you don't have to muscle man this, you just gently spin it around until there's no burrs on the inside. I'm going to take my file. Alright. Next thing you gotta do, you gotta find out what size line this is to match it up with the correct die. In this case, 1/4 inch. It says 1/4 inch on the dies. And for the die, there's 2 ends. There's tapered end, squared end. We're using the tapered end, so make sure that both sides line up. Tapered end up. Now we're going to set up our machine. All right, and you're just going to make sure that this still moves before you go on further. Make sure that you don't have it clamped wrong on the vise. And this shouldn't be clamped down. It should be pretty loose. So we're going to open that up. Take our flaring die and our piece of line and make sure the die is lined up where it needs to be. Loosen this up if you have to get that pin in. Take our rotary flaring piece, stick that on, and then we have our handle that goes in the end right here. All right. So first step, this one says set, so this is still loose. On set, and I'm not putting too much pressure on it right here, it doesn't really require it. So now what that did was that put the line in the correct spot in the die, in the press. And now I rotate this. Again, you don't have to be a muscle man. Now we got 1/4 inch, so we got operation 1, OP1, 1/4 inch. Again, don't have to be muscle man, just push it till it stops. And then operation 2, 1/4 inch. Loosen this up, pull the pin out. There's our flare. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Loose, set 1, tighten down. Operation 1, 1/4 inch in this case. Make sure you got the correct operations for the line you use. I know some of you will be using 3/16. I know some of you also might be using 3/8. Loosen this up. And then we have our flare on both sides.